almost there. No way. What is this? You're tuned in to the Eyes Open podcast, where secrets aren't safe and we see it all.
So with the explosive diarrhea epidemic, because it's not a pandemic yet, right? I hope everybody is not having a shitty start to their Monday, no pun intended. But for the people that are new to the show, what we like to do here on Mondays, which the show is obviously every other day, so couple times a week or a couple times a month, we'll get to do what's called the Monday Recap Rant, where we get to bitch about all the stuff that happened the week before. So let's get right into it, shall we, ladies and gentlemen? Now, since we're speaking about some shitty news, there's actually something pretty interesting that I had seen yesterday. Was somebody correlated the fires, the wildfire smoke, the map of it, with the diarrhea outbreak map, which was pretty funny to say the least, but it's kind of interesting. Check this map out. So somebody correlated that these maps of obviously this diarrhea pandemic, epidemic, whatever you want to call it, is pretty much like almost exact to the map of the smoke that's coming down from Canada. And I just thought that was interesting. I had seen this online and I looked into it and I was like, that is kind of interesting that they correlate with each other. Now, there's been multiple different, conspiracy theories about what is actually causing it, because I assure you it's definitely real. There's a lot of stuff that's made up, that's pure propaganda, that, like, for example, everybody wanted to talk about during the Big C event that, oh, it's real, man, it's really happening and it's all over the world and people are, dying because of it. The thing is, though, I can't even tell you the amount of people, can't even begin to count the amount of people that I know across the whole world, from Italy to Australia to here in the States, all over the States. I don't know one person that was unalived by it. Not one. And any people that I'd even heard remotely, if anything, I heard a girl who, I believe she filed a lawsuit as well. This was at a local hospital that was local to me, and I know the girl personally. She flipped out because her mother died of cancer, was dying of cancer before anything was ever considered to be, the P word. I shouldn't even have been saying that before. But she said they listed it on there, even though they know for a fact that's what she passed of, because she says she had been sick for a while and they were trying to attribute it to that. And she knows for a fact it was not that. I mean, I've seen people that were in motorcycle accidents that they were saying it was caused by that, because, quote, and this is coming from those people that are in the, WHO, the such reliable, and the Big C that ends with a C agency that you're supposed to listen to about all infectious diseases, was the ones telling people that, quote, if you pass because of a clear alternate cause but are positive for that C word, when it happens, it's listed as a C word death. Period. Okay, and that's a quote. And the video, I can even pull it up anytime if you guys want to see it, and I'll even show it to you. But the point is this. It's hard for me to believe something when I know people all over the place, and I'm not hearing anything about that at all. What they're reporting versus what I'm seeing is two different things. And that's a big problem with the world nowadays as well. People believe too much of what they hear, and they don't not even what they observe. So even if what they observe is contradicting what they're being told, they still go along and believe, the lamestream media that tells them that, oh no, what you're witnessing is not real. I mean, when you're not paying attention to the TV, even during that whole event, which obviously, I mean, I run a podcast like this. Of course, I don't listen to the mainstream media. But I notice, like, when you sit there and watch it, nowadays it's become nothing but entertainment for me. To be completely honest with you, I get nothing but laughs out of the mainstream media, because it's like watching the footprint of how they try to control the masses. It's like watching their little playbook. And it's completely comical at times, because people fall for all the bullshit that they put on the media all the time. So again, point is, I'll go based off what I know and what I hear from people I actually trust. And there are people that are getting really sick from whatever this is. Okay. And what I can tell you is there's been, again, what the media is telling you, there's what you can observe versus through what people are telling you. And then I would say there's really the truth that lays in the middle. Now, what I've heard, because see, stuff doesn't add up all the way, and I'm going to tell you why. They're telling you to stay away from every single thing they're telling you to stay away from. I eat every day. Okay? They're telling you to stay away from lettuce. I eat lettuce almost every day. But here's, and I'm going to tell you here's the trick though. Lettuce, tomato, blueberries, watermelon, all that stuff. I eat it all almost every single day. But I only eat organic. Like, I never eat out, but if I ever did, I would stay away from the produce, because it's just garbage. The animals won't eat it. Chickens won't eat it. Chickens will eat almost anything half the time. They'll even eat other chickens. When you're seeing farm animals that won't touch this shit, it should concern you. But what I'm hearing about the produce that they're having in all these places that are getting it from, I think they said Springer Farms or Spring Farms or something is the one that's the head of it. And they're naming off all these places like Chipotle and Burger King. I mean, they're naming off a whole bunch of places. Places I wouldn't want to be caught dead eating at anyways. But what they're doing is they're essentially the crops that they're getting that are not organic, okay, because this is why it's not happening with it. There's something where they recycle old water, okay, that's shit water, that is septic water or sewage water, and they recycle it, and then what they're doing is they're using it to spray the crops with. And there was a guy who did a whole segment about it and was talking about it, and he said that's where this shit bug is coming from. It's where everybody's getting it from. And now, do I know? No, I don't know for sure. But the funny thing is about this whole scenario is people are like, oh man, I'm getting explosive diarrhea from eating at Taco Bell. I mean, wasn't that kind of like the part of the experience from Jump? Like, everybody expects to get the shits when they eat Taco Bell. Honestly, the last time I had Taco Bell, I was like, I mean, I didn't get that type of sick from it, but it like makes you like physically sick, like heartburn, and it's just it's disgusting. Anything that you eat out nowadays is just disgusting. And it's not even so much, I mean, it is the quality of the food, but to be completely honest with you, working in so much of the food industry when I was a young kid has made me like disgusted about eating out. Unless it's somewhere where you can really watch them cook your food, like maybe hibachi or something like that. But I mean, if I can't see people making my food, it just almost doesn't make me want it at all. Because I seen what they did with the food back then, and I used to have to yell at people like, man, how are you going to handle people's food like that? What if that was your food? Doesn't that make you not want to eat out seeing you do that? And this was back, ages ago. This is back over 20 years ago. And we gave a little bit of a shit back then. Now nobody cares. These people, they believe they're underpaid, they're underappreciated. So I could only imagine what they're doing to people's foods nowadays. But the point of what's going on is this. not only a big distraction, but it's weird how it's an outbreak, because I've seen places go out of business because of this. I remember back in the day, Chi-Chi's used to be all over the place, and they went out of business. Now they're only in like the supermarkets. They have the salsas and stuff like that, but they went out of business because there was like a hepatitis outbreak or something, and nobody ate there again. It shut the whole place down. Chipotle is another one. Chipotle had that whole E. coli outbreak, and it almost completely wrecked Chipotle, and they almost went out of business. So things like this make me wonder if, in a sense, it's deliberate to try to screw with these types of businesses. Because think about it. If people thought like I did, or even slightly like I did, they would not want to be eating at those places or taking a chance. People nowadays need to learn how to cook their own damn food. It's not that hard. Okay? It really isn't. If you learn to just cook just a little bit, it's not hard to cook your own food for yourself. But mind you, what I eat is almost the same stuff every day. I eat some fruit. You know, I'm not really big on vegetables. I'll have, organic tomatoes or lettuce or something if I'm having a sandwich or something. But I don't eat a lot of vegetables. It's potatoes, rice, chicken, steak, stuff like that. I don't eat a lot of this trash that a lot of people put into their bodies. I've been trying to eat cleaner the last, I would say, year or so. Because you just can't. I mean, look at the stuff I posted about the food. Now they got RFID chips that they're wanting to put in the food, and it's sick. That even more so, like people are like, oh, you just crap it out or whatever. Well, yeah, but it's the point that this is what they're finding in the food now. They weren't finding it in the food 10 years ago. I mean, back when I remember my mom telling me stories about how my grandfather would go and eat raw meat right off the counter at the supermarket. They would take raw meat out of their meat and they'd put a little salt on it and they would eat it and they'd be completely fine. That's how good the beef was back then. It was actually beef. And I believe that's what it is. See, this could be, in a sense, the beginning of them selling you not only genetically modified, but completely lab-grown garbage. They're going to tell you that there's a problem with the meat. They'll tell you a problem with this, with that. And they're going to say, guess what? Old Billy Gates or whoever it's going to be, which very likely would be him, and say, we got your problem solved for you. Okay, we're going to grow all your meat and all your vegetables and fruits and all that shit in a lab. And you guys will be safe. Just trust us. Okay? I mean, to the point, I heard they were putting the V words, okay? And I'll say the the stickia in the actual food. Like, that's what was wild. When I heard that, like I said, I don't, I'm a lot of things, but if I don't know something about something, I'll say it. Okay, I'm no biologist. Okay, I'm no expert in biology. I know enough to know something, but not enough to say, hey, is that even possible that they can get us with that? I mean, we already know they're spraying the shit out of us with heavy metals all the time, so that's something that you don't have to guess about. We do know that's happening. But the point of what I'm trying to say, what people need to understand is, and here's what, I don't understand why people just can't choose their own lane in this sense. If being the person that I am and seeing what I've seen, okay, you wouldn't believe the shit I've seen just living on military bases. The crap that I see people post, okay, on Facebook, on Instagram, on whatever, YouTube, you name it. It's like, if these people are not complete and total morons, they are absolutely, like, deliberately trying to deceive you. Like, there's no question about it. And that's what makes me wonder what's really going on out here. Because I see a lot of these influencers, man, they're just straight scams. They're either doing it strictly just to bullshit you guys and get a bunch of views and likes or whatever, and to get you guys interested, or they're, maybe they're working for somebody. Maybe somebody's paying them to put this crap out there to make people like me look like we don't know what we're talking about. But what I can tell you is this: people need to come to grips with the fact that you're not only being lied to and do not know even close to the whole picture of what's going on in this world, but the technologies and what's going on in the world, okay, what's being developed by the military industrial complex, what's being developed by world nations, because truthfully, they tell you they all fight against each other. They really don't. Okay, it's all, this whole world you live in is a complete mirage to control you and to keep you in a ignorant, fearful, docile state. But what people don't realize, they'll go and fight against anything that I'll report on or talk about when they don't realize one simple proven fact that's been proven for a long time that I know to be fact, and I don't care what nobody says about it. Technology is a minimum of, it's hard to even say based off some of the stuff I've personally witnessed. It's easily 30 to 50 years more than what you could ever even realize. They have technology that most people could not even wrap their head around. And that's why when we talked about when they nabbed up the Venezuelan president and there was all the we talked about this, the chatter about the technology they had that they were using on the people that had like Havana syndrome and stuff like that. Oh, trust me, that's the stuff we know about. We've known about this type of technology for a while. It's been out there, but people are just now talking about it, or people are just now witnessing it, because we live in the age now, the computer age, the internet age, where information moves quicker than it ever has. When something happens, even in another country, the word gets out, and the movement of information is higher than it's ever been. So it's harder for them to hide stuff from us. So when you think about it, that's why they create AI and all this shit, because, and I hear people say this all the time, okay? People, please, if something's AI, it's AI. Shut up with this everything is AI crap, okay? It's to the point, I really know why they completely misled all of the, and you know what I'm going to say? I'm not going to say sheep, okay? Because sheep actually listen, okay? Jesus calls us his sheep. You know what you guys are? That's why they want you to believe. See where this trick comes in? They want you to believe that sheep are bad and the goat is good. Oh, the goat, he's the goat. They want you to believe that. See, no, goats are stubborn ass animals. Okay, they don't listen. They're known for being stubborn and they don't listen. That sounds like a majority of the population to me. They're stubborn and they don't want to listen. Even when you present them with facts that conflict with what they've grown to believe and hold so true to themselves. But I can tell you this, okay? Not only do I see the deception of the population more and more every day, but what I'm telling you guys is I've seen things that you could not believe, okay? That's why, here's another thing you'll notice about people too. When they're a little too descriptive and tell you a little bit too much, be concerned about that. And the reason I say that is because the people that truly know stuff, they're a little more careful, because unless you have a, death wish, or in case you just want to be shadow banned on here, or completely just have, your whole reach stripped from you, you're going to be careful about what you say. Because like I said, it's not just about your reach on social media, because what's the point if you can't get the truth out there, if they're going to shadow ban you or just straight rip your content down. So there's a way to go about things and how to carry yourself. But also, the people that really know what's going on and really know stuff, they're going to tell you enough to inform you, but not enough to get themselves, put, in the crosshairs. Because, hey, what's the point of that? If you get taken out, if I did or anybody did, if you go too far and get taken out for what you say, well then what's the point? You become just another, name on a wall somewhere. If you even get that. You just become another forgotten memory. Look at all the people of the past that tried to wake us up. Are we any more woken up in this world? They even destroyed that term. They say woke. And woke became this whole, dissected garbage term used by these left-wing nut jobs, and they destroyed it. When to really be awakened to the world around you is the exact opposite of believing in any kind of politics, left or right. But see, they even hijacked that term. Everything has been hijacked nowadays and twisted and contorted and perverted. You name it. They're giving you guys a completely confused reality that a lot of people are buying into. Like I'd said, people are just like, oh, it's AI, everything's... Well, then how are you going to know what's anything? How do you believe anything then? If you can't even trust your own eyes, what you see, people like me that deal with AI all the time, we know the difference. We can tell the difference. But most people nowadays, it's crazy. I see videos, and if I say stuff like that, like, you have to understand, okay? If you can't pick up, if you've been following me for a while and you can't pick up when I'm joking around or when I'm being serious, you people are seriously mentally gone at this point. Okay? Take a look at how I present everything that I do. There's some stuff I'm screwing around about, I'm joking about, I'm making light of, and then there's stuff that I'm really serious about that I tell you guys, like, look, this is really going on. It's it's a little levity in the whole situation of what we're dealing with in this world. Okay? Because that's just who I am in real life. I'm not 100% dead serious person. And I'm not going to play a character for everybody just to make anybody happy. This is who I am. You can take it or you can leave it. That's just pretty much what it is. But if people would just realize that if you think that you're being manipulated, and if you think that you really know what's going on, it would blow your mind to see what is really going on. The rabbit hole of the true dissension into the shadow realms of this world would make most people lose their minds. And I know people think they're like, oh yeah, I know some Hillary Frazzle drip and some stuff like that. No, the real dark secrets of this world would blow most people's minds. Like, I don't think they would mentally be able to deal with it. I know the first couple years of diving down some massive rabbit holes was really taxing on me emotionally, because there's just some stuff. It's like when you see certain videos, I'm sure you guys have seen some videos, you just can't forget that shit. Like, you can't get it out of your head. And that's what a lot of this stuff is. Once you go down that hole, it's hard to come back out of it. Or if you do, you're not the same person. Your whole psyche has changed because you've effectively pulled back that curtain that they've put up for everybody to live in this fantasy world. So when the curtain gets pulled back and you see the real show for what it is, and see who the real actors are behind the scenes, it's not only troubling, it's just your jaw hits the floor. It's hard for a lot of people to grasp. And I admit it, even when I had go through all this stuff, it was a lot to digest, period. But what I can tell you is people need to be on the lookout for what's going on in the world more than they ever have been. They'll try to distract you with this. They'll try to distract you with that, because that's how they work. That's how they win. They win through distraction. Okay? Keep them distracted over here. Keep them distracted over there. Just like with the Tate brothers getting arrested, that'll be some huge type of stuff. Watch out for all the it's okay to talk about the celebrity stuff and the, what's going on with the Epstein files, but I told you guys a long time ago, a lot of it is to keep you distracted from what's really going on behind the scenes. And what that is, to be completely honest with you, it's one that there's going to be major false flags coming up that is absolutely going to click people into a distracted state. But there's also going to be major world conflict, and you guys will see. And I'm not talking far off into the distant future. I'm talking in a matter of a month or so. You guys, and I said it before. I told you guys with Iran, everything was going on and what Trump was going to do. And like I said, long before they were serving the troops lobster and steak, even then people were like, "Oh, they're just." It could be just, that's what, they fed them or whatever. And I'm like, dude, don't tell me what I know. Okay. I can call people right now that work in DFACs all over the whole country. Okay. For the people that don't know what a DFAC is, it's where the troops eat on base. Okay. And they would even laugh because even I know this. Okay. The military is cheap. They have to order that stuff, especially order it. Now, if it was after a major function or after Christmas or something like that, then I would say, yeah, okay. They could have had leftovers and they fed it to the troops. But no, this was not during any holiday, during anything. And they're very cheap. So if they're ordering that, something major is about to go down. And now people are seeing that Iran hit one of our bases and Trump said he's going to, I notice his choice of words, saying he's going to open the gates of hell on Iran. So it's even interesting to watch the wording of what these people say, like Trump. Because I can tell you this, they're going to keep you distracted with shitting yourself to death, or I want to say to death, but, because apparently nobody's died from it. But whether they keep you on the toilet or they keep you busy at your job or they keep you busy with celebrity gossip or they keep you busy with the Epstein files, where you're never going to get the full Epstein files or none of that. And the fact that, they're talking about these Tate brothers getting charged, let's see some Epstein files people get charged. But that's what they're going to do. They're going to keep you as distracted as they can so that when the whole show finally gets kicked into high gear, I mean, there's going to be nothing anybody can do to stop it.